neon light shining, money on my mind, gold chain blinding, leaving doubt behind. Every verse I spit is a dollar sign.
You know that moment when you check your bank app right after you buy something, not because you forgot the price, but because you want to feel the damage, like you are reading the results of a lab test you definitely caused. You stare at the number, you do the little mental math, and then you think, okay, starting now, I'm going to be serious about money. And then 2 days later, you are somehow holding an iced coffee that costs the emotional equivalent of a small mortgage payment. What is weird is not that you spend, humans spend. What is weird is the specific feeling some people get when they try to save. It does not feel like progress, it feels like loss. It feels like handing your hard-earned cash to someone you do not fully trust, and that someone is you. Just later. Because for a lot of people who struggle with wealth saving, the problem is not math. It is not even discipline in the way people like to moralize it. It is psychology, it is identity, it is memory, it is stress. It is the brain doing what it thinks it has to do to keep you okay right now. And the hidden part is this. Sometimes saving feels like giving a gift to a stranger, and your brain does not love strangers. One type is the person whose future self feels like a completely different person. This is what some researchers call low future self-continuity. Basically, when you picture yourself in 10 or 20 years, your brain does not react like you are thinking about you. It reacts like you are thinking about some other random adult who happens to share your name, like a distant cousin, like a roommate you have never met yet. So, when you try to do wealth saving, it does not feel like I am taking care of myself. It feels like I am donating money to a mysterious person who may or may not deserve it. And if you already have a hard time trusting people, well, good luck trusting a version of you that has not even shown up yet. You see it in small scenes. Payday hits. You tell yourself, this time I'm going to set some aside. You even move it into savings. Then later that night, you are scrolling. You see something you want, something that would make today feel better, and the money in savings suddenly feels unavailable. Not because you cannot access it, but because it does not emotionally register as yours, so you pull it back out, not dramatically, just a little. You tell yourself it is temporary, and in your head, it almost is not stealing. It is more like retrieving, like you left your own jacket at a party. The funniest part is that this person can be responsible in other areas. They can show up to work, they can remember birthdays, they can keep a plant alive. But when it comes to money, later me is not a real person. Later me is a rumor. Then there is the person who treats spending like a pressure valve. This one is not really about wanting stuff. It is about wanting relief. Their brain has learned a simple link. Stress goes up. Spending happens. Stress goes down. Not forever. More like a brief quiet, like turning the volume down for a minute. So they do I deserve it spending. I earned it spending. If I do not buy one nice thing, I am going to lose my mind spending. And the thing is, sometimes they did earn it. Sometimes life was brutal or weak. Sometimes people were annoying in a way that should be illegal. But the brain does not only reward you for survival with sleep and water, it also rewards you with novelty, with a package arriving, with the little hit of, I chose this, I did this, I get to have something. Picture a specific scenario. It is Tuesday. You had a meeting that could have been an email. You are holding it together like a professional adult. Then you get home and your brain goes, we are not doing delayed gratification today. And suddenly your cart has 12 items in it and you are choosing shipping speed like it is a life or death strategic decision. For this person, wealth saving can feel like asking them to sit in discomfort with no promise it will end. Saving is quiet. Saving is boring. Saving is good for you. And the nervous system hears that and goes, so? No comfort, just numbers. Cool. So the money becomes a tool for emotional regulation, not just a resource. If you like this kind of breakdown, you can subscribe, or just hang around for more of the slightly uncomfortable human behavior stuff. And if you have a friend who always says they are bad with money, you can send this to them. not as a call-out, more like a gentle mirror they did not ask for. Then there is the type that looks irresponsible on the surface, but is actually running a defense strategy. This is the twist that people miss, because from the outside it looks like they just spend everything. But inside, it can be something like protective logic. This is defensive spending. It often shows up in people who grew up with scarcity, or instability, or the kind of environment where money did not stay money for long. It got taken, it got demanded. It disappeared into emergencies. It turned into somebody else's crisis, or it came in unpredictable waves, and you learned, quietly, that you cannot trust it to remain. So, as an adult, saving can feel dangerous. Not because it is actually dangerous, but because the subconscious is working with older data, old rules, old weather patterns. The subconscious logic is simple and bleak. If I keep this money, something will happen. Someone will need it. An emergency will take it. Life will steal it back. But if I spend it now, I at least get the value before it vanishes. So you see the behavior. They get paid. They feel a rush, not joy, more like urgency. A timer starts. They spend quickly, not always on dumb things, sometimes on useful things. Groceries, clothes, upgrades, repairs. Anything that makes today more secure. Anything that turns abstract money into concrete value. And this is why the usual shaming language does not land. Just save. To them, saving does not feel like safety. It feels like leaving food out in the open and hoping no one takes it. And their whole body is like, we do not do hope, we do action. So they consume resources before resources can be consumed by the world. That is not laziness. It is a survival pattern that got promoted into adulthood, and it can be so automatic that they do not even realize it is happening. They just feel a little calmer once the account balance is lower, which sounds backwards until you remember what their brain expects to happen next. One type is the identity spender. This person is not buying stuff. They are buying a version of themselves. They are buying proof. Proof that they are doing okay. Proof that they are not behind. Proof that they are the kind of person they wish they were. This is where money becomes symbolic. The purchase is not about the object. It is about what the object says. To other people, sure. But also to them, especially to them. You see it when someone gets a new job or moves to a new city. They tell themselves they will keep costs low. Then suddenly they need the right clothes. They need the right apartment vibe. They need the right social life expenses. Because it is not just lifestyle creep, it is identity stabilization. They are trying to match the outside world to the inside story they want to believe. I am successful now. I am put together now. I am not the old me anymore. And well, saving can feel like refusing that story. Like saying, actually, I am still insecure, I am still afraid, I still do not belong. So they spend in ways that look oddly curated, not random, not chaotic, intentional, aesthetic. The money is being used to build a self that feels real enough to live in, and if someone points it out, it can feel deeply offensive. Because you are not critiquing their budget, you are critiquing their attempt at becoming. That is why some people get weirdly defensive about certain purchases. It is not about the purchase, it is about the self. Then there is the person who avoids numbers the way some people avoid X's. They are not bad with money so much as they are in a tense relationship with it. They might even be high functioning in every other part of life, but the moment they have to look directly at a bank balance, something in them goes foggy. This is not always ignorance. It is emotional avoidance. Looking at the numbers can trigger shame, or panic, or that heavy trapped feeling. So they do the thing humans do with feelings they do not want. They do not look. They let autopay handle it. They let future them handle it. They assume it will probably be fine. And sometimes it is fine, until it is not. Then it is very much not fine. The scenario here is quiet. It is not a shopping spree. It is more like an inbox you never open. Bills you let sit, a savings account you keep meaning to set up, a retirement plan that sounds like something for a different species. And when they do check, they do it in a very specific mood. Late at night, under a blanket, like they are watching a horror movie they already know the ending of. They scroll fast, they wince, then they close it and promise themselves they will deal with it later, and later becomes a lifestyle. For this person, wealth saving is not just boring, it is emotionally loud. It forces them to feel their situation, and if they have spent years building their daily life around not feeling certain things, saving becomes a threat, not because it costs money, because it costs avoidance. And what ties all these types together is not a lack of intelligence. A lot of them are smart, a lot of them work hard, a lot of them can plan, execute, and manage complex things. They just cannot make their brain treat future benefit like present reality. Or they cannot make safety feel safe. Or they cannot make numbers feel neutral. Money is never just money. It is memory. It is identity. It is comfort. It is fear. It is control. It is a vote for a future you either believe in or do not. And the uncomfortable part is that your spending habits might be less about what you want and more about what you expect from life. What you expect from people. What you expect from yourself. So when you think about your own relationship with money, what shows up first? Is it the feeling that future you is a stranger? Is it the feeling that you need relief right now? Is it the feeling that saving is risky because life will take it anyway? Is it the feeling that you have to look like someone who has it together? Or is it the feeling that you would rather not look at the numbers at all? And if you are honest, which one of those felt a little too familiar? Which one was you? And which one do you keep calling just how I am when it might actually be a pattern you learned a long time ago?
Street king on the mic, yeah, my flow stay clean. Counting up the profits, living out the dream. See the dollar sign shining, yeah, you know what I mean.